hundreds of rocket and airstrikes have left more than 40 people dead, with the United Nations Middle East envoy warning hostilities are moving towards a full-scale war. The deadly fighting follows weeks of near-nightly protests.
Israel announcing that its defense forces targeted and killed several senior Hamas commanders.
Yeah, it was a pretty extraordinary video. It happened about 2 hours ago, and it was a 14-story building. It's the tallest building kind of in this part of Gaza, mostly full of media offices, including the media offices of the Hamas-run TV station Al-Aqsa. And there were warning missile strikes, and then, Allison, an Israeli airstrike took the entire building down. And that is the video that Prime Minister Netanyahu tweeted, and he congratulated the IDF on that. Allison, I also want to say, and this happened to us last night too, we just got new numbers. So actually the numbers are already outdated in your intro. We just learned that 65 people in Gaza have been killed, including 16 children.
The risk of full-scale war. And here's a look at the intensity of the violence. An entire tower block flattened by Israeli airstrikes in Gaza. At least 35 people have been killed there.
Sirens fill the night sky over Tel Aviv. From their rooftops, terrified residents watch the missiles descend on their city. Israel's famed Iron Dome defense system overwhelmed by the sheer number of rockets launched by Hamas from Gaza. And I tell you, they will pay a very heavy price for their aggression. I say here tonight, their blood be on their heads. Israeli airstrikes have been pounding Gaza. Here, a building housing Hamas officials is felled by Israeli bombs. Neither side is willing to back down.
So right there, you have a lot of tension on the Hamas end and in Gaza Strip because they've effectively been disenfranchised from that election. But more broadly, regionally and globally, they see an opportunity here to be the defenders of Al-Aqsa Mosque, which is the third holiest site in all of Islam, and really the defenders of Jerusalem and Muslim connection to that city. And that's a very, very powerful message in the Muslim world. So I think they see a huge opportunity here.
And from Israel's perspective, explain for Netanyahu how this benefits him politically.
Well, so I don't know how closely you follow, but there is an election in Israel, and they had there was a 30-day period where Netanyahu had an opportunity to form a coalition government, and he failed to do so.
Tonight, a direct hit. This 14-story building in Gaza crashing to the ground after an Israeli airstrike. First, Israel fired warning shots. The building had been evacuated. Inside, media offices, including a TV station run by the militant group Hamas. The Israeli military says it was a terrorist target. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu tweeting, "Well done, IDF." Israeli airstrikes pounding the Gaza Strip since dawn. President Biden speaking on the phone with Prime Minister Netanyahu.
Israel has a right to defend itself when you have thousands of rockets flying into your territory.
And late tonight, the violence spilling into the Israeli streets.
An airstrike by the Israeli military has collapsed a high-rise residential building in Gaza City. Following the latest violence, Hamas warned it will retaliate. Kim Hyo-sun has our top story.
As violence escalates between Israel and Palestine, Israeli forces on Tuesday night demolished a 13-story residential building in Gaza in an airstrike. Late into the night, Gazans reported their homes shaking and the sky lighting up with near-constant Israeli strikes. This as Israel's prime minister warned that more is coming.
Hamas will now receive blows that it did not expect.